Some few days ago, the country woke up to shocking news of the death of a student of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Senior High School. Now, his death awoken the conscience of the nation. The aftermath saw several punitive measures being taken against the headmistress and some school officials. There have been several varied opinions with regards to the punitive measures that were instituted by GES. The chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee of Parliament, and he is also a member of Parliament's Education Committee, the Honorable Alex Ajikum, thinks otherwise. He believes that, the school or the headmistress should be reinstated to ensure that there is smooth flow of academic work. A very good afternoon to you, sir. And why do you think that this measure that was instituted against the headmistress is punitive? Why do you think it's punitive?
Yeah, first of all, let me use this medium to commiserate with the bereaved family and to ask the good Lord himself to console them. It's a misery for such a situation to happen, especially when the child has gotten an underlying medical condition. Maybe throughout the entire SHS period until this final year, they've managed it. Why this time? It's something that you keep asking the question, you may not find the answer. So some of these things, we only ask God to console the family. It's very painful for such a loss. And I believe that I also agree that whatever situation that happens in terms of procedural way of handling such issues, there is a need for investigation so that one may not repeat the same mistake. That aside, I feel that for the head and other officers to be interdicted, only pleading with the Ministry of Education and the GES in particular, having studied the whole issues critically, and me as a practitioner in the sector, I have been assistant head of an institution before, and these things that I'm saying it's not something that I've learned in theory. Practically, I've experienced some of these things. I'm only pleading that the ministry will temper justice with mercy, so that the woman is reinstated.
Isn't it too early in the day? Because we understand that the interdiction is to allow for investigations to proceed. When any innocence is established against them, they will be reinstated to their portfolios.
Yes, that is true, but I'm saying that we are still within a situation where a lot of students have been put under the care of heads of institution and school management. I don't want us to send a signal to the school authorities, to management, to perceive the whole situation as working to rule. Master say I should do this. I'm working strictly according to that. When we convey that impression to them too, as if it's like so regimental, as a head or as a management, I don't have any room to operate. I don't have any way to use my own management skills or affective domain to exercise certain actions. That is what I want to avoid. Right now, teachers and school management, they say I should do this, so if I don't do this, they will crack the whip. That is what I'm trying to, the school management, as we all know, I've always been very, very active in handling student situation. Yes, there may be some lackadaisical attitude in certain quarters. That one we cannot rule it out. But in this COVID period, I want everybody to be on board, especially in handling of our students in this critical period. whether BECE candidates or the SHS people, let us all see ourselves as partners in helping in this short period. If that is not conveyed and one is seen as just trying to obey instructions, once it falls outside the instructions, I'm not going to act for anybody to punish me. I really want that thing to be raised in the minds of our school management, so that they will have the confidence and do everything with love, just as they have been doing. The parents are not there, and so we should not let this unfortunate thing to see school authorities and school management as somebody that are so callous to the extent that they are very insensitive. Let us all help the situation, because whatever it is, the minister has come out boldly to say that schools are not, we are not going to ask the student to come back home. They will still be there to write the exams whilst following the laid down protocols. And so that is why I'm saying that yes, then let's give a lot of confidence to our school heads and school management, so that in dealing with the student, as and when the situation demands their attention, they will not renege on their duties. They will do so with love. At the same time, the ministry must also come clear with the procedural directives. If something of that nature happens, what is the reporting process?
Before that, let me introduce to our conversation the ranking member of Parliament's Education Committee, the Honorable Peter Nochu Koto. Your colleague on the Education Committee believes that there's a time for us to tamper justice with mercy. I'm sure you've seen the video, you've seen the final minutes of the boy's death. Do you think we should tamper justice with mercy, as your colleague is saying?
I feel strongly that the interdiction was not well thought through. You don't just act on the spur of the moment, that this is what has happened, so let's take this action. At times you need to sit down and look at the situation, and then based on that you can take any remedial action. We don't do things maybe to satisfy some people. Okay, the boy has died, we have now interdicted the headmistress. Is that the solution to the problem?
To ensure that she doesn't tamper with investigations to ensure that students feel free to come out to volunteer information. I'm sure that's the reason why she was interdicted.
If you saw the video, you will see what happened. And the teachers were not there. It was the colleague students who attended to him. So that one is clear. If the video we saw is the real situation. But what I'm saying is that there was no need to interdict her. Just let her be in the school. And then whatever investigations you wanted to carry out, you could do it. I am saying this because there are several other schools where we have this alleged outbreak of the virus. And the headmasters and the headmistresses are struggling to sustain the situation. So if we start taking such measures, it will demoralize the other heads, so that they may not be on their feet and perform very well, because they are already entertaining some fears that if I don't do this, they will do this to me. So in doing that, they will rather commit more mistakes. Yeah, so that's why I agree with my colleague that the woman's interdiction was too quick, and that they should recall her, just temper, what is it, mercy or justice, whichever it is, so that she goes back to school.
Honorable Ajikum, you are a former assistant headmaster of a secondary school, a renowned secondary school in the country. How would you have handled this issue if it happened under your care?
Yeah, that is why I'm saying that I believe that we are not justifying the situation, the action and inaction. We are not justifying it. All what we are saying is that we are living not in a normal time. This is a novel virus, that the handling of it is not something that is straightforward. And more so when there has been a directive there have been some laid down protocol whenever symptoms occur. And so there is nobody who will see danger and run towards that danger. So I believe that, yes, perhaps those videos that we see were visuals that also portray that aspect of it. Who should go near a perceived danger? But that is also unfortunate, because whatever it was, I believe that if a nurse or medical officer had been called on time, maybe the life could have been saved.
But done this calling, isn't it still the headmistress? Isn't it still school?
That's why I'm saying that the headmistress may not be at that particular point. But if there were to be teachers and there were to be those senior housemistresses or housemasters around who could have acted in a timely manner, some of these dangerous situations could have been saved. Now it wasn't done. A lot of lessons have been learned. Going forward, I believe that it was also an opportunity for the ministry and the GES to revise certain portions of their directives. And that is what I'm asking, that they should look at the situation now. Whatever directives that they have given, is there a way that a nurse or whatever could be stationed, even though the schools are linked up to health facilities? Is there a way that they could let a nurse visit the school each morning, such that that person with full gear, with the PPEs, can go and visit the infirmaries and the sick bay to check certain things without necessarily waiting for a call to come before? And so these are measures that they can take additionally. But whatever it is, you cannot bring back a life that is lost. What I'm saying is that, yes, investigation is good. They should do the investigation so that at least the same mistake will not be repeated. Number two, we should inspire confidence in the school management and the heads, so that this same period that we have these children under their care, they will not work to rule. They will operate in a manner that will show love and concern. Now that we have gotten these experiences, it should send a signal to all of them. But if we can have this thing reinforced, then that woman must be reinstated, for all the rest of the colleagues to show that, yes, there can be mistake. It has led to death. We are not bringing back the life that is lost, but yet still, out of the mistake, there's still inspiring confidence in us. Let us do more, go the extra mile with all our teachers and the rest. Now is also a time for us to also show that maybe the teachers are now going to be considered as essential service providers because they are the front as far as this period is concerned. Frontline teachers, because they are handling a situation, especially where these students are, some of them are still not in the boarding house. They go and come. Are we not risking the rest of the students? So I believe that, yes, this unfortunate incident is also going to allow the ministry and the GES to revise certain portion that will augur well for the next 7 weeks or so, that these students are still going to be in the custody of school management.